Standing splits can be a really fun challenge for folks who have flat splits or are working on your flat splits to make it a little bit more active than our traditional split on the floor. Unlike our split on the floor, where gravity is smushing our hips down and we're a little bit engaged, but maybe a little bit relaxed. When we're in our standing split, we have a forward fold, so we're using a lot more hamstring flexibility in that base leg, and we are squeezing our glutes in that lifting leg like the dickens to bring it up to that 180-degree split position. So it's a bit more active than doing it on the floor. Let me show a couple different ways to go about approaching this pose. For folks who have very tight hips, this pose is not out of the question. It's just going to look very different in your body. If you're someone who can't touch your toes, has tight hips, ways away from working on your flat splits, we can work on this with our knees really, really bent, hands either on yoga blocks, or you can even have your hands a little higher on a chair. I want your starting position to feel like a comfortable amount of stretch in the back of your thighs and not the most intense hamstring stretch in the world. From here, you'll kick one leg out behind you. That leg is going to be straight. You're just going to lift that heel as high as you can. This is your version of your standing split. We're stretching that bottom leg. We're squeezing the glutes in that top leg. And that's the whole purpose of our pose. For folks with a little bit more hamstring flexibility, we might be starting with a forward fold with our hands on blocks or on the floor as we're kicking one leg up towards the ceiling as high as we can. I'm keeping both of my hip bones pointing towards the floor. I'm not going to let my outside hip lift to the outside. Both my hips are going to stay towards the floor as I'm kicking that leg nice and high. If you find your leg gets stuck and you're wondering, why doesn't it go all the way up into my beautiful split? I can do my flat split while it's on the ground. It's because that's all the active flexibility in that back leg. And I'll link to a couple of exercises to help with that strength in the description for this video. If you're holding this pose for endurance, I recommend starting with trying to hold it for just as little as 5 to 10 seconds. And if that's comfortable, you can work up to 20 or 30.
If you liked this video and you're looking for more free flexibility training advice, there's a lot more where that came from on my website, where I regularly post blog posts with stretching tips, as well as detailed stretch breakdowns like this video. You can check it out at DannyWinksFlexibility.com.